She cheated. Even saying it aloud now makes my throat tighten. I never imagined those words would belong to my life. You spend years trusting someone, building a life together, believing they're your anchor, and then you discover that the foundation was built on lies. The night I found out, I didn't scream. I didn't break anything. I simply went numb. Her phone was left on the couch while she showered, and a notification lit up the screen. I shouldn't have looked, but curiosity has a way of poisoning judgment. One glance was enough. My world collapsed. A string of messages from a man I'd never met. Words that left no doubt. Last night was perfect. Can't wait to feel you again. I dropped the phone like it had burned me. My chest hollowed out. The woman I had built my life around was no longer mine. She belonged to someone else. Or maybe she had never truly belonged at all. When she emerged from the shower, humming as if nothing had changed, I couldn't even speak. I muttered that I had work to finish and left. That became my shield. Work. At least there, I didn't have to sit in a house that felt like a crime scene. I started staying late at the office. At first, it was just to avoid her, but soon those late nights became something more. My boss, Claire, noticed. Sharp, commanding, in her mid-40s, she had a presence that filled every room. She wasn't just a boss. She was a force. One evening, as the last employees trickled out, she leaned into my cubicle. "You planning on moving in here?" she asked with a half-smile. I laughed it off, claiming I was catching up on work. She studied me, then said, "Don't lie to me. I've been around long enough to know you're not here for spreadsheets." Her words hit deeper than I expected. I wanted to deny it, but only sighed. She didn't push. Instead, she said, "Come on, coffee in my office." Her office at night felt different. City lights spilled to the glass, and the world outside seemed quieter, gentler. She poured 2 mugs of coffee and slid one across the desk to me. For a while, we just sat, sipping, letting the silence stretch. But it wasn't uncomfortable. Finally, she asked, "Who hurt you?" The question cracked me open. I told her enough. How I found the texts, how my wife didn't even deny them, how she claimed she hadn't felt loved in years, and walked away like our vows were nothing but words on paper. Claire listened, really listened. No judgment, no cliches, just steady eyes and quiet understanding. When I finished, she said, "Then she's a fool. But you're not broken. Don't let her make you believe you are." Those words anchored me in a way I hadn't realized I needed. That night wasn't the last. I started drifting into Claire's office more often. Sometimes she was there with her assistant, Maya, a warm, bright woman, a few years younger than me, who had a way of making even the heaviest moments feel lighter. Together, they drew me in. One Friday, after everyone had gone, we ordered takeout and spread it across Claire's desk. It felt surreal, my boss and her assistant laughing with me over greasy noodles, the weight of my broken marriage slipping off my shoulders. If only for a moment. "Work late with us and you won't die of loneliness," Maya joked between bites. But the truth behind her words hit me. I had been suffocating at home, trapped in silence. Here, with them, I felt alive again. Weeks passed, and those nights blurred the lines. It wasn't about work anymore. It was about escape, about healing. The 3 of us shared stories, jokes, frustrations, and sometimes, when the laughter faded, a heavier, unspoken awareness lingered. One night, after Maya left, Claire stayed behind. She leaned back, eyes fixed on me. "You're different now," she said softly. "How?" I asked. "You're starting to believe you matter again." I hadn't realized how badly I needed that reminder. My wife had made me feel invisible. Claire and Maya pulled me back into the light. It wasn't romantic, not at first, but it was connection. Human, raw, necessary. Connection has gravity. One night, Maya brushed my hand as she passed me a file, and the touch lingered. Another night, Claire's gaze held mine in a way that was no longer purely professional. Some boundaries blurred. Some moments went further than they should. What mattered was this. I wasn't alone anymore. The office, a place once sterile with deadlines and meetings, became a place where I remembered I was still a man, still wanted, still alive. Did it fix everything? No. Did it erase the betrayal? Not even close. But it reminded me of something my wife had stolen long before her affair, the belief that I deserved love, attention, and care. When I finally chose to leave my marriage, it wasn't because of what happened at the office. It was because I realized staying in that one-sided relationship was slowly killing me. I had been clinging to something already dead. Claire and Maya didn't save me. They reminded me I could save myself. They reminded me life doesn't end with betrayal. There are people, unexpected people, who will see your worth, even when the person you love most refuses to. Weeks later, my wife called, crying, begging for another chance. For a fleeting second, I almost considered it. But then I remembered those late nights, the laughter, the coffee, the simple act of being seen. Going back would erase all of that progress. So I said no. For the first time, I chose myself. She cheated, yes, and that broke me. But staying late at the office, surrounded by people who refused to let me disappear, gave me back my life. It reminded me that betrayal doesn't define you. Your choices afterward do. And I chose to rise.